Do you think like house prices, obviously, like I know a couple of people that are purchasing houses at the moment, friends of mine from college and stuff, they're looking at moving and that, and they're mentioning it's just a bit of a feeding frenzy at the moment and prices going up. Do you see that continuing for the foreseeable future, short term, even over the 6 or 9 months, or do you see it cooling down at all in say 2022?
There's evidence in the last quarter that it's cooling down a little bit. Now, right now we have a number of properties in turnkey condition in the suburbs with multiple bidders on them. We put a property in the middle of Ranelagh on the market 2 weeks ago, 1.25 million, and there's bids in over 1.4 on that at the moment. But for every property selling with multiple bidders, there's another one not selling. To give you some context on that, in quarter three, our average selling price was just below 1% above asking, so about 0.88%. But in quarter two, it was nearly 5% above asking. I remember when the first lockdown ended June last year, our average selling price was 7.5% above asking. So what is happening? I suppose everyone is now looking for more space. Because of the supply issues we mentioned earlier, and the cost of renovation has shot up 20-25% in a year, there's particular focus on turnkey properties that are close to amenities. And what's kind of happened with COVID is it's kind of accelerated the return of a lot of Irish people and Dubliners who were going to return anyway. Maybe some were going to leave London because of Brexit, but their return accelerated by the pandemic, and a lot of Irish people left America because how they managed COVID initially, and Asia and places like that. So they've all come back at the same time. Some of these people have been hugely successful with their careers in these countries. A lot of them are cash buyers. 60% of our buyers in the last quarter are cash buyers, require no funding whatsoever. And that's happened exactly at the moment that a lot of non-Irish professionals living here, particularly technology executives, have decided to buy instead of rent. Dublin has become home. Maybe they have a partner here, maybe they have children here. They're now looking to buy at the same time all these Irish people have returned, and then you have the existing market here anyway, and they're all chasing the same houses in the same neighbourhoods. So what has changed in recent weeks? Some of that pent-up demand has dissipated, and there's been a welcome pickup in supply of homes to the market. So for example, in September and October, supply is similar to the levels we saw in 2019 after falling off a cliff last year. And really during the summer months, kind of July and August, traditionally quieter months, but we did have a lockdown earlier in the year. I was particularly concerned for my business with the lack of stock listings and transactions we were doing, but thankfully in September and October there's been a welcome supply. So it's that old supply demand dynamic, and so supplies increase, slightly less demand, and a little bit of heat has come out of it. Having said that, it is tough for buyers right now. In general, it's tough for buyers. It's a good time for sellers.